I wanted to talk today about how I save money on baby food. Those little containers you can get from Gerber are super duper expensive. I know a lot of people like the organic kind, which is super duper even more expensive. So we just don't spend the money on it. How I save money is by making our own baby food. Okay, a lot of times I use frozen vegetables for things like peas, green beans. Sometimes I'll even do mixed vegetables, and also carrots are easy, but carrots you can do fresh also. Those are the primary frozen things that I use. And then I also like to do sweet potatoes and squash. I think I'm going to show you the videos from me doing sweet potatoes and green beans. And I also have a squash that I just purchased that I'm ready to cook soon. I don't want to make them too fast because he won't eat that much. I used to save it in ice cube trays and then freeze it, and then I would just put it in a Ziploc bag. I would put the frozen cubes of food in a Ziploc bag, but really it got to be kind of a pain having all these bags of ice cubes in the freezer, and my husband didn't like it. So this time around we're just trying to make one vegetable or maybe two vegetables at a time, and then just have those in the fridge ready to go, and they'll last several days. So I am going to peel and chop both of these sweet potatoes and boil them in water and then blend them up. Alright, I boil them till they're super soft. Looking good now. I'm going to dump the whole pot with all the liquid right into the blender, but I'm going to put the camera down while I do this. My sweet potatoes are all in there. We're going to put the cover on and blend it up. Oh, I guess you have to plug it in first. Oh, it is plugged in. I guess I have to hit the power button first. There we go. Okay, there is my container. I'm not sure how much is in there, but probably at least 3 cups, I think. And Peter will eat this over the next week or so. Might be a little much. I might throw some in the freezer. We'll see. Oh, bye. Hey. He's eating. Alright, he's a little mad at me because I changed my camera battery. Oh, Peter, I'm sorry. So this is the sweet potato that we made last night. I had to add a little bit of water. It seemed a little too thick this morning, so I added a little more water. Oh, but he seems to like it. What do you think? This is his first time eating sweet potato. So far he's had peas, beans, carrots, and banana, and rice cereal.
Mom,
he's had some of those.
Mommy, it's sprinkling.
It is?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I can hello, Bob. You look nice today. You're fine. Nice, Yay. Yeah, he's annoying. Yeah. Daniel.
Hey, don't touch the computer and don't spit. Ah, don't spit.
A battery?
Yes, it is. No, don't touch, please.
Is it on?
Some other non-traditional baby food things that you can do that are cheaper than buying those little packages are a can of pumpkin squash. If you don't have an actual pumpkin that you can puree from your garden, then you can use a can of pumpkin. You can just get the unsweetened, not the pie filling. Don't get the pie filling, but just get the plain unsweetened, nothing but pumpkin puree. And that is a great baby food. One of the first foods that you can do. You can mix it with apples or squash or just some cereal, and it works great. Another option is to just buy plain unsweetened applesauce. It's way, way cheaper. It's not quite as smooth as the Gerber stuff, but I found that when you make your own baby food, it's not as smooth as the Gerber stuff, but the babies get used to it much faster, and then they're used to things with texture, and you don't have as big of an issue later on with them only wanting the super duper pureed pureed baby food. Another thing that I like to do is to puree oatmeal. I just tried it. I tried it with my old blender and it did not work very well. It just didn't puree it or didn't grind it up good enough, but I got a new Ninja blender since I had the last baby, and so I've been using that and it works really, really well. So far Peter has had peas, beans, carrots, sweet potatoes, rice cereal, and oatmeal cereal. Oh, and also bananas. That's another thing. Bananas and avocados are super easy. They're super soft and you can just mash them with a fork and then they're done. I do not take like the whole meal and just blend it up, even as he gets a little bigger. I just feel like that's kind of gross to have everything just blended up in a mush. Once he's a little bigger, I might mash a few things with a fork. Obviously he can have things like mashed potatoes soon. Well, maybe in a couple months. Right now we're still doing one fruit or vegetable at a time. We also have homemade pear sauce that's unsweetened, so he'll be getting pears pretty quick. Ooh, a bug just got my eye. Alright, I'm going to try to make some oatmeal for Peter. So I have this blender cup here. I normally would use old-fashioned oats, but we are out. So I'm going to see how my blender will blend this up.
Mom, how many
There's my oat flour. I'm going to add some water and we'll see if he likes it. Alright, so here is my oatmeal and I mixed it with a little bit of sweet potato. Let's see how Peter likes it. What do you think?
Mommy just got there and then
You like it?
I
It was a little bit pastier than I thought it would be. But it definitely doesn't have big chunks in it. By the time babies are old enough to be eating meat out of a jar, I feel like they're old enough to be picking up pieces. So I never blend up meat or anything like that. I just think that's really disgusting. He can just pick up the pieces when he's ready for meat and that will be fine. We have already started giving him a few Cheerios just to play with. He hasn't actually made the connection of picking them up and eating them, but he thinks it's fun to pick them up and drop them. And we put one or two just in his mouth to see what he would do, and he's really not all that interested in them yet. I think that's all I can remember at this moment about baby food. So I am going to say goodbye for now, and you can watch the videos of me actually making it. Alright, I am making another batch of baby food. So here I have this frozen green beans. It's the generic brand, frozen cut green beans. The only ingredient is green beans. So there's nothing bad in it, it's just green beans.
making pure baby food. Are you making pure baby food?
Yeah. Unless you want to eat green beans.
Again.
I am making green beans for Peter. Just about done. I don't want to get my camera lens all steamy, but there's our green beans.